Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is this is day 7 of the Advent calendar. I almost said this is episode something. It's not episode. This is a non-traditional episode. This is the Advent calendar.
Day 7.
Great yearly event that we're holding, and this is the 7th day of it. If you're catching this for the first time, if this is the first video on the Brew Crew podcast that you've ever watched, well, welcome. And I mean, maybe start at day 1. I don't know.
Yeah, don't confuse us with the Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is
exactly, I don't either.
But I know they have hospitals and stuff.
Okay,
don't confuse us with that.
That's really good. I'm glad that they have hospitals.
Yeah. I know.
Today's beer is Nevergonnagetit from Vale Brewing. They are in Richmond, Virginia, which is not the Vale Brewing that I had done research on prior to this.
Oh, really?
I believe the Vale Brewing I did research on was Vale, Colorado. However, maybe they're from Vale and they're just, now I'm all questioning myself. What the heck?
Vale Brewing. Spelled the same, V-E-I-L. Vale spelled the same.
Oh, okay. That's why I V-A-I-L.
V-A-I-L is the Colorado one, right?
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
I did the wrong research. Well, you know what? If I did it, so are other people. So that should be... I wonder if there's something there about Vale Brewing that they regret. I don't know. Maybe don't regret anything. I'm sure you make great beer. We're going to find out here in a minute.
Yes,
anyway,
we are.
So I just, in this moment,
tellers.
realized that I have no research about these guys or girls. But they have Scott's Edition.
Nice.
I don't know what that means.
They must be good.
Must be a beer. That's their draft list. They have a beer called Scott's Edition.
Scott's Edition.
That's cool.
Wow, and it's not edition, it's addition, as in adding to something. I like it, though. They have addition. They obviously have impeccable taste. Is there John's anything in there?
No John.
What?
No John anything. Never is.
Canceled.
Anyway, I didn't do any research on them, so screw it. Let's just break into this beast.
This is going to be our research right here, John.
This will be our research.
All
so
right.
Vale out of Richmond, Virginia. It was not primed at all. It's very hard to get the finger under there.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. There it is. Ooh, it is a lot deeper of a color than I anticipated for a Gose. This is a wild berry Gose. It is...
Ooh.
I can barely see these letters. I'm an old man.
Mixed berry.
In light.
It's very small lettering.
Faded light.
Mixed
4.9% alcohol.
4.9?
4.9.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. It says, please remove label before recycling. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
Ooh. Ooh la la.
Oh, that's an interesting flavor.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
I was not expecting that, especially out of a Gose. This beer has a very sour profile.
It's
not very sour. It is sour-ish.
Yeah, it's a sour.
But it has a profile of a sour. It's very profiled like a sour.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy, is that. That's interesting. So what makes a Gose a Gose? What is a Gose?
That's a good question.
Do you know?
No, I do not.
Wow. Stump
the
spill.
I do not know what a Gose is, and I should have polished up on that.
Well, we'll find out.
I thought it was a sour. I thought it was a type of sour, but I really don't know.
My mind is a Gose is kind of your more carbonated, light sour. Basically, it's kind of like if you fall off a Gose bridge, you're going to fall into a seltzer, basically. But it's one step above that, and then above that is the Berliner Weiss sour category, and then above that, I don't know. I guess that's it. Smoothies.
Yeah, smoothies
after
like last
that.
night.
I'm gonna look it up while you talk.
Yeah, I'm really interested now in what that is.
I've never experienced a beer type that SFIL didn't know. Oh, by the way, I have to mention this. Did you have something you want to say? I don't want to.
No, go ahead.
Ryan and your wife, I don't remember her name. I apologize. Excellent review the other day. Just killed it. Like laugh out loud funny. They reviewed a beer. I think it was the Oderkringer one. Then they reviewed a seltzer, and then they reviewed dollar store cheese. All in one video.
All in one
Phenomenal video. The delivery was perfect.
Wow.
Like the type of humor that I typically enjoy. Very dry, very kind of like slow on the delivery. Just excellent. The way it was done. I don't think it was planned that way. I think they were set out to have some fun. I just want to give kudos out for that.
That's great. Awesome, I'm going to have to go look at that.
Review. Yeah, I'll send you the link if you don't know which one to watch.
Wow.
So anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's interesting in that it doesn't taste very beer-like. It's very fruit-infused, fruit-based.
Very fruit-based.
Yep. So it's not like a lambic. It's like a sour.
It's a warm ferment.
Warm ferment
Beer that usually brewed with at least 50% of the grain bill being malted wheat.
Malted wheat. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Dominant flavors usually include lemon sour, herbal characteristics, and strong saltiness. I can see that. They do not have prominent hop bitterness.
No, there's hardly any.
You wouldn't think that with a Gose.
No, you wouldn't. Not with this kind of not with a fruit anything really.
So yeah, that's about what the Wikipedia says about that. So in my mind, it's like the levels of fruited beers are like seltzer, which isn't a beer, then Gose and Berliner sour, and then up you're going to get into the smoothies. And then obviously fruit goes in anything. You could have a grapefruit IPA or whatever.
Yep.
That doesn't count. That's different. Different scale.
That's right. There's a difference between a Weiss beer that has raspberry, tinge in it versus a raspberry sour, right? Or or even like a lambic, right?
You'd also find aged sours, but you won't find them aged in bourbon barrels. Typically, they'll be aged in wine barrels or in some obscure thing like a tequila barrel, or like we found. This is not an example of a sour, but we had the Canadian Breakfast Stout, which is aged in maple syrup barrels. Well, they're actually aged in bourbon barrels that were used after the bourbon for syrup.
And then after
beer. Beer.
Wow.
Very good beer, by the way. If you can get your hands on CBS, it is phenomenal. I think they will not make another batch.
Wow.
Ever again.
Wow. I'd love to try some of that. That sounds really interesting.
Well, if you have some, let us know. All right. What do you think? Do you want to go first today, or you want me to go first?
You go.
I'll go. All right.
I need a little bit more time.
The like we've alluded to, the flavor profile of this beer, even the feeling or the tongue coat of this beer is atypical of a Gose. There's very little carbonation. There's some in there. Yeah. It's very fruited. It's almost yogurty like yesterday's beer, my first thought was this is a smoothie sour. Like it has every characteristic of a smoothie sour other than the thickness. And even in that, the thickness is there. It is a thick beer. Like it is coated the top of the can. Hopefully you can see that in red. Like it's sticking there. So this is a thick Gose. This is not kind of where what I think of as a Gose. A lot of Gose, and I know some people pronounce it Gose. Some people pronounce it Gose. I pronounce it Gose. A lot of the ones that we've had, if they're not in a 12 ounce, they're in a glass bottle.
Really?
I get most of the time. This is a unique because it's in a pint. Not saying that that's not normal, but I haven't seen a lot in a pint can. But I don't hate it. Nevergonnagetit is an interesting name from En Vogue. Also, the can art. This is the can art boner segment. You can barely see it, but I'll give it a shot. We think it's Marie Antoinette or some painting of the times that she was in. Big hair, a lot of flowers and stuff in the hair, jewelry, pearls, whatever. And it's just like a silhouette in the background. You can barely see it. I tried to reverse image search it on Google, and it just came up with a bunch of weird red images. I'm never gonna get it. Obviously, sung by En Vogue. That's the Can Boner segment brought to you by Barrel House and Chuggalo Todd.
Chuggalo Todd.
All right.
Nice.
Let me think. The flavor, it's thick, definitely fruity. Wild berry, yeah, I could see wild berry being a good descriptor of this. I don't know that I could pinpoint a precise berry. And wild berry, is that like an actual berry?
No, it says mixed berry. Actually.
Oh, mixed berry.
Mixed berry. Yeah.
Oh, that was wild berry. Mixed berry, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you can taste a few different berries.
Yeah, you could probably, if you mash up some raspberries, some blackberries, some blueberries, maybe even. Maybe not blueberry. Blackberry, raspberry, boysenberry. I don't know.
That's what I'm tasting.
You'd get this. I'm really interested where they get that viscosity, that thickness from. What ingredient is causing that? Because, again, that's not typical of a Gose. I think this beer is excellent.
Hang on. Hold that thought.
Holding that thought. The execution of this beer is really, really good. If you're expecting that light Gose, you're not going to get it. So in that regard, maybe the execution isn't what you'd be hoping for as a typical. Yeah, look at the thickness of this thing. Like, there's no way.
I want to do this to compare to last night's.
Yeah, I mean, that's so thick. It is.
Wow.
It is opaque.
Yeah, it's opaque.
Painted in there.
It's much darker than its taste might even.
No, it tastes like that. If you're wondering what this beer tastes like, it tastes like it
tastes like that.
It tastes like a dark, rich, creamy.
It is
sour. That's what it tastes like. It's a dark, rich, creamy sour. I really like it. Again, uncharacteristic, totally unique. I think if this beer fell in a different category, like in a smoothie sour, I might be like, oh, it's kind of ho-hum. But because it's a Gose,
the light doesn't even go through it.
This is amazing. Yeah, no,
the light doesn't even go through.
You could use these as blackout curtains in your office if you need them. And
or if you're having trouble sleeping.
Yeah, if you're having trouble sleeping, use that as a mask. I give this beer, man, this beer is good. I'm giving this beer a 4.75.
Wow. Huge score for
Great
JT.
Score for this beer. Awesome score. And if you're new to the podcast, if you're from Vail maybe and you're checking us out for the first time, 0 through 5, 0.25 increments. So you got nearly perfect. This is as good as the Great American Beer.
I got to say, Awards. This is an enigma to me.
It is.
It is a complete enigma to me, and that doesn't happen very often. When I first sipped it, I thought, okay, it's a sour. Not that hot on sours, but it's good for a sour. It's not overpoweringly sour.
Right.
And it's pretty well balanced. Mm-hmm. Around the edges. Got a nice long finish on it. I'm tasting it right now. It's all berries. It's all about the berries, and I love berries. Any mixed berry thing, dessert, breakfast, whatever, I'm all over it, right?
Do you like Oops All Berries, Captain Crunch?
Oh, yeah, Oops All Berries.
The best cereal that was ever made. I can't believe that was just an accident.
Come on now.
They had it for years.
Come on now.
It was a really expensive accident.
I know, and I loved it. I wish they still had it. I'd be buying it.
I think you could find it somewhere, I'm sure.
I'd buy it for the boys.
Right, yeah,
of course,
for the boys.
When they come over. But then, of course, when they came over, it'd be gone.
Yeah,
so.
Oops. All berries is oops, all gone.
Oops, all gone, exactly. This beer, I was on the fence whether, do I like it, do I not like it, do I love it? There are so many, it's overwhelmingly good.
Overwhelmingly good.
It is overwhelmingly good.
You look overwhelmed.
I am a little bit overwhelmed.
I'm just,
I really like this beer, and I've said before, but it seems like every time I say this, I contradict myself by following it up by saying, now I really like sours, right?
Here's the thing about SFIL that you need to know. He likes sours now. He's a sour guy. He doesn't dislike them. Whatever you thought of sours prior to coming here, you no longer have that opinion.
I probably drank really shitty sours.
You're in the club now. You can't from California. I mean, what kind of sours are they gonna have? Every feasible sour brewer makes wine in California because why wouldn't you? It's California.
Yeah.
But we're talking Midwest now.
But I will say this sour is very drinkable. That's not something you hear come from my lips very often, but it's true. This is a very drinkable sour. I would definitely drink it again.
It's a Gose though.
It is a Gose.
Which makes it even more crazy.
It is an enigma. It's an anomaly, right? Look at that thick, creamy head. It's just now going down a little bit, but look at how thick and how much staying power that is. That's amazing from a Gose. You never see that from any fruit kind of.
Yeah, rarely in a fruit beer. Yeah,
in a fruit beer, no. And the balance is really good. The finish is good. It is sour, but not overwhelmingly so. I've already said that. Not super high in alcohol content, but doesn't need to be. No. It's perfect the way it is. Mm-hmm. It's one of the best sours I think I've had this year for sure. I was vacillating between giving it a 3.5, then a 2.5, and now I'm at.
What?
I think I'm at a 4.25.
No way. How could you go that?
I'm not kidding you.
You got to walk me through that. You're at 3. Let's just start.
Right. So I started at
3.5. Here's your thinking. That's fine. This beer's fine.
Yeah.
Now you went down to 2.5.
Okay. It's a sour, but it's not too sour, so I don't hate it. All right. I can't hate it. How
far into the beer were you when you had that 3.5?
Well, then I went to the 2.5, thinking, you know what, this thing is just not there. I'm not.
And you had. And a quarter of the can by then, maybe?
No.
Less than that? One sip?
Less than half. But probably 3, 4, 5 sips, maybe.
Okay.
Then I was thinking, it's just kind of meh. And then the more I tasted it, and you started talking about the thickness, and I thought, gosh, I'm not tasting that at all. I'm not feeling that at all.
Oh, really?
Well, because I was thinking about the yacht squash last night.
The yacht squash.
And how thick that's thick. That's like a shake.
That beer was.
That's like going to Dairy Queen and getting a shake.
That's tropical smoothie, right?
Oh, it's totally a smoothie. Tropical smoothie. There you go. So this is not quite that, but it's pretty damn thick. It's a lot thicker than what you'd expect from a Gose. So I don't know. It's just grown on me. Mm-hmm. It's just grown on me, and the more I let it linger there. I haven't even had a sip in 5 minutes, and I'm still tasting it.
Still taste that berry.
It's unbelievable. I really like it a lot. 4.25. That's my score.
4.25. A very surprising beer for us.
3.5 to 2.5 to 4.25.
Very surprising beer for us today. That I had my expectations of this beer were. Let's shoot a 5-minute video and call it a day because we've had some long ones.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting these in 4K, 30 frames per second. It took 3 hours to upload the video last night. It was only 20 minutes long.
Seriously?
It was a lot of crazy. Wow. I'm going to probably downscale some of that HD. You don't need to see all this in HD. But that is it. That was a very surprising beer. That's day 7. I can't honestly predict these anymore. I thought I was going to know which days were going to kind of be part of the down part of the roller coaster, but it's just we went up and we just stayed there. We plateaued at the top of the roller coaster.
It's unbelievable. The first 7 days have been unbelievable. They've been really good. I mean, I know you've had your kind of there's been a couple that you.
I had the 275 on the cinnamon one.
Yeah.
Or the Samoa one.
The Samoa, the Girl Scout cookie one. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's just this is really a good advent calendar.
It's going to be great. It's going to keep going. 10 days from now, we're doing day 17.
Yes, 10 days.
That's going to be a joint combined thing with the whole group, the whole gang, as many people as we can get. Make sure you tune in for that. That's it. Day 7. Any parting thoughts?
Day 7, man. Yeah. Father Christmas, Nutcracker. What do you think? Jingle Bear's with us again. Oh yeah, he likes it. I think they're hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
He's got red cheeks. Peanut butter stouts.
Peanut butter stouts, yeah. I don't know what Father Christmas drinks. He drinks everything, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. Apple cider.
Yeah, fermented.
Yeah, of course.
Lambics. Okay, I guess that's it for us.
No more thoughts. All right, that's it. Day 7.
4.5, 4.5,
4.75,
4.75, 4.25. Got it.
Bye.
Ciao.